This is Julie Ann Turner back again with another spark of genius. And today, my guests, I actually have two guests, Alice and the Cheshire Cat, both from Alice in Wonderland. Now, you probably know the fantastical story of Alice in Wonderland, where Alice actually meets lots of amazing people and experiences many amazing things. For today, I want to share with you just a little bit of wisdom from the Cheshire Cat that he gave to Alice. Yes, in Alice in Wonderland, it's a fantasy. So in a fantasy, the cats, like the Cheshire Cat, actually talk. So here's the important wisdom. Just as Alice was entering approaching the entry to Wonderland, she looks up and she sees the Cheshire Cat in a tree, and he speaks to her and he asks her a question. He says, "Where are you going?" And Alice says, "I don't know." And so the Cheshire Cat says something really important. He says, "Well, if you don't know where you're going, any path will do." Why is that important? If you don't know where you're going, any path will do. Well, as I find in my work with all the amazing fellow visionaries that I get to work with across the globe, they have so many, they're so smart, they have so many gifts, and they think initially that they know where they're going, how they want to share their gifts, how they want to weave their gifts together into a unified body of work, a successful business, what they want the destination to be. But the remarkable thing is, most of the time, they're actually not crystal clear about where they're going. And what happens when you're not clear about where you're going, as the Cheshire Cat tells us, is that if you don't know where you're going, any path will do. And what happens is, when we don't know where we're going, if we're not crystal clear, then we tend to kind of wander around, right? Any path will do. We tend to stay in a loop, following one path and another, just reacting to circumstances. And instead of really consciously crafting out our path and bringing and weaving in our gifts the way that can happen most powerfully and most successfully. So, in my Signature Genius workshop, I actually talk about this as the importance of first having your ladder on the right wall. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, so many are scrambling, struggling up the ladder of success, right? But if your ladder is not on the right wall, if you're not really sure you're headed in the right direction, then what happens is you can end up where you don't want to be, right? And you can spend a lot of time, you can waste a lot of time in the loop instead of being in the leap of your true greatness, of your genius, of sharing your highest contribution in the world. So I want you to take a little cue from the Cheshire Cat and myself. I'd love to hear, if you'd like to comment below, whether you feel like you're in the loop, you feel like you're really not clear about your path right now, or if you're in the leap, are you crystal clear, your ladder's on the right wall, and you know how to weave your gifts and genius together into success that's on your terms. And also take a cue from Alice and the Cheshire Cat and myself. I'd love to have you join my Signature Genius workshop. It's free, but extremely valuable. If you, I'll show you how to get out of the loop and into the leap, and it's absolutely free. In fact, let me show you. Sorry, guys. Let me show you the link. This is the Signature Genius Workshop: How to Build a High-Impact Business Around Your Secret Genius Without Sacrificing Your Security, your sanity, or your freedom. And the link is very simple: mygeniusworkshop.com. mygeniusworkshop.com. Can't wait to see you there, and I'll see you next time in the next Spark of Genius.